Hey everybody, it's Emily Dark Schooling, and today I want to talk about what I plan to read in November. I have a huge stack of books. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think my brain is going, it's the end of the year, cram it all in. I don't think I'm going to read all of these, but I'm challenging myself, I guess. So let me just show you what I've got. First up, I have the next two books in the Lock and Key series. I have books 4 and 5. There is one more, there's 6 books, but I know that I'm not going to get to all of them, so I'm only going to give myself 2 in the pile this month, and hopefully I'll get to the last one in December because I really just want to read the whole series. I've already talked a lot about the series, so I'm not going to keep going into what the story's about, but if you love graphic novels, or if you want to try out graphic novels and you like horror and just really weird stories, these are great, and I highly recommend them. I also really want to pick up Final Girls by Riley Sager. I've had this in my TBR for a while. I wanted to read it in October, but it just didn't happen, and I still really want to read it. I'm still in horror mode. I haven't quite left yet, so I'd kind of like to pick this up. I don't know a lot about it besides that it's sort of like a play on the trope of the final girl in horror movies and slashers, and it's about a group of girls who've all kind of been the final girl in a massacre of some sort or other, and then they start getting picked off. So it sounds really interesting and fun, and I want to pick it up, so I'm hoping to get to this month. I am also almost halfway through Joe Hill's Strange Weather. I'm planning on finishing this month, probably this week, maybe this weekend, I don't know. I really want to finish this up. I've already finished the first story, and this is a book of 4 short stories, or 4 short novels, I guess. They're like novellas. And I read the first one, and I loved it. It was really weird and trippy, but yeah, I love his books. They are so fun and so weird and so interesting, and I am excited to read the rest of these. The second one I'm reading right now is so crazy. I'm really excited to finish this up. The Read Like a Mom book club pick of November is Dodger, and this is by Terry Pratchett. I have had this book on my TBR for probably 2.5 years, and I have just never picked it up, and I don't know why. This book sounds so interesting. The premise is this character Dodger is in Victorian London, and he kind of runs into all these historical figures. He runs into Charles Dickens, he runs into Sweeney Todd, Benjamin Disraeli, and it's just full of intrigue and mystery, and it's Victorian London, and it's Terry Pratchett. I know I'm going to like it, and I thought this would be a really fun book to talk about and discuss, and something a little more lighthearted. So I hope you guys will join me and read Dodger this month, or it's very laid back. If you want to join in, I'll leave the link down below. You can just hang out with us, read the book, chat throughout the month. It's going to be fun. And speaking of the Read Like a Mom book club, I am still reading The Nightingale. Oh my goodness, this book is taking me forever. I've almost DNF'd it like 3 or 4 times. I just I don't know. I can't get through this book. It's taking forever. The first half, I was just not feeling it at all. I hear the second half is better. I've just started the second half, and I'm hoping it's better. It's not yet, so I don't know if this book is just not for me. I don't know. It's World War II. I feel like this should be in my wheelhouse. This should be a book that I love, but for whatever reason, I'm just not feeling it. I don't like the characters, I have to say. So far, the 2 main characters, Isabel and Vianne, I just do not like them. Nothing about them makes me care about what happens to them. I'm just sort of, I don't know. I'm not in there yet, so I'm going to keep trying. Hopefully I'll finish it this month because I am so tired of reading it. I'm ready to be done. I'm also just started Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix because I'm working on the next Harry Potter unit study. Woohoo! I really want to have this finished and get the unit study up for sale by the end of this month. I don't know how realistic that goal is. I have a lot of things going on right now, but I'm trying. So we'll see if this gets done. It should be done this year, though. I'm also, in my pile, have March Book 1 by John Lewis. This is actually kind of a tie-in with Harry Potter. I'm not going to explain that yet. I'll let you guys think on it. This is a graphic novel. It's the first book in a series. So this is a graphic novel all about the civil rights movement. And I've heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to pick this up. Grade 11, I'm working on the cartoon history of the modern world. There are 2 books in this series. I have this one in my pile right now. I just started it not last week, but week before last, before all the chaos happened. So I'm only a little ways in so far, but I'm enjoying it. It's just as good as the others in the series. And this, again, is exactly what it says it is. It's a cartoon history of the world. And this one covers the modern world, so it starts with the early Americas. So it starts with, like, America pre-Columbus, and then goes into what happens once the explorers came over. Also for grade 11, I think, I have The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This is the first book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. I loved this series when I read it a couple of years ago, but I adore this series. It is so good. It's so well written. This book made me fall in love with Patrick Ness, except that I haven't really enjoyed any of his other books nearly as much as I love this series. So this was just like his crowning achievement for me. I love this series so much. This book is about a new planet that humans have colonized, and on this planet, men can hear everybody's thoughts. They can hear each other's thoughts, they can hear animals' thoughts, but women can't hear thoughts, and men can't hear women's thoughts. Okay, so that's the confusing setup here. But this is about a boy who lives in Prentice Town, and in Prentice Town there are only men, and it's a constant, like, chaotic noise all the time. And you can't avoid the noise. It's always there. And one day he's out in the woods and he hears this pocket of quiet and finds a girl. He's never met a girl before. And so this is like the start of this new adventure for him. And it's such a good series. This book, it covers so much. Colonizing a planet, and the inhabitants of that planet are fighting back, but they're being treated as slaves and herded up and killed. And the fact that men can hear all this constant barrage of noise, and it drives them crazy, but women can't hear any of that. It's so good. It's so interesting and different, and it's YA, but it doesn't feel like YA, if that makes sense. So this book is awesome. I'm very excited to reread it. My daughter is also reading it because I was like, you should read this. It's so good. So I'm probably going to buy the rest of the series soon. I read them all from the library when I read them, so I'm excited to own them. Finally, I know you're like, are you ever going to be done? No. Finally, the last 2 books I'm going to show you are books I'm planning on reading aloud this month with my kids. The first one is The Unlikely Story of a Pig in the City by Jodi Kendall. I'm reading this with my 8-year-old. Who is pig obsessed, and this book I don't know a lot about, besides that it's sort of meant to be like a modern twist on Charlotte's Web. This is about a girl who adopts a pig, and she lives in a city, and she names him Hamlet, which I think is adorable. So I'm very much excited about this, and I think my daughter is too. We're looking forward to picking it up, and I don't know, we're gonna see how this goes, but my twins wanted something creepy. So we're reading The Endgames by T. Michael Martin, and we read the first chapter yesterday. And so far, so good. I don't know. We'll see. They weren't too keen when I said there was some unexpected romance. When we read the back of the book, and they were like, what? But we'll see. My 15-year-old boys are very much not into romance, obviously. But we'll see what we think of this story. It's a zombie apocalypse novel, basically, so we'll see, and I'll let you guys know if it's any good or not. So far, it's okay. It's about 2 brothers, one is 17 and one is 5, and they're kind of surviving the apocalypse, basically. So I don't really know that much more about it, but it sounds interesting, so we'll see if it works as a read aloud. And that, friends and neighbors, is my November TBR. This is silliness. I'm about to drop all these books. Oh my gosh. This is pretty absurd considering my usual, like, 5 to 8 books in a month, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books here. I have 12 books in my pile. I know that I can't actually read this many books. It's silliness. But it's the end of the year and I'm like, I have to try. So we'll see how many of these I actually end up reading. I'll let you guys know in my wrap-up. What do you plan on reading in November? I would love to hear about it. I'm always interested in knowing what other people are reading. So let me know down below in the comments and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.